Alright, now I gotta talk about Umamusume Pretty Derby episode 9. This was an emotional ride for both Special Week and Suzuka. Like, Special Week, okay, let's all recap of everything that has happened so far. Special Week, the girl who wants to become the best race girl ever. And Special Week is doing this for her mothers. One who died, gave him birth, and one who's looking out for her. And Silent Suzuka, you know, Suzuka, the silent runner, runs so fast you can't even hear the sound. And due to her injury, she's scared that if she comes back, she's gonna fail. So, episode 9 of this the theme for this was fear. Fear and overcoming many obstacles. That's what this episode was. You know, episode 9 kind of explains Special Week's fear and Suzuka's fear. And in this episode, there weren't a lot of surprises. It was just that, hey, I knew it was going to happen to begin with. Like, I actually knew everything that was transpiring. Like, but I'm going to get to that part later. But let me just talk about Special Week and Suzuka. Okay, they've been on a losing edge. You know, it's like ever since Suzuka got injured, Special Week was only focusing on Suzuka so much that she only wants to race with her. But she forgetting the promise. Like, the promise that those two made, and Special Week just lost it. Like, I understand Special Week is looking out for a friend, but she needs to really focus on what's really important. Not only race with Suzuka, but be the best that you can be. And the trainer, I don't really know his name like that. I just call him Trainer-san. But the trainer, there was no surprise that he actually let them live in a shady, in like a beat up dorm. I mean, come on. You really think, I mean, it's not surprising. Like, come on, guys. You really think that the trainer was actually going to let them live in like a big fancy hotel room with the other horse girls? No, it's not. So the trainer decides to let them live in a shady dorm, kind of like a Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, where, you know, the Slice the Red dorm is like a little apartment complex, and Obelisk Blue got this hotel mansion thing, you know, it's like that. But they live in the shady room, and they split into 2 teams. So you got 4. So Special Week is on this team, Suzuka's on the other team. Now, as they were training, you know, they had some funny moments like McQueen and Gold Ship and McQueen. Those two are really best friends. I mean, I know they hate each other, like flicking, like she had a helmet on. It was kind of funny. But it was this episode was kind of important, like I said, because the fear was the thing. So, I want to make this clear, like, it was so many highs and lows in this that none of them, they tried so hard, but they lose focus. Special Week, when she was training, she was like, I gotta focus on Suzuka, I gotta focus on Suzuka, I'm worried about her. And she keep failing, failing. Suzuka, she's run so much, she was running, but then she's scared. You know, she's scared that if she was to run again, she might jeopardize the entire team. Not only that, jeopardize her career to not ever run again. And yes, she did make some progress, but it still wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to get the confidence that these 2 horse girls have. So, what was the trainer did? Okay, let's do a triathlon. We're going to swim to that island. We're going to cycle. We're going to grab a bike and run. Grab a bike, go to this, pedal your way to this halfway, and then run to the finish line. Now, as everybody else was proceeding with the swimming, Special Week and Suzuka was slowing down. They couldn't even catch up with the others. They were scared. And when they got to the bicycling part, Special Week finished. Well, while everybody else is up ahead, Special Week is like she just finished, and she was about to run, but then she saw Suzuka falling, and she was gonna help her. And I'm like, did she not learn from the other did she not learn from yesterday? Last week. Focus on your goal. That's what the whole thing was. It didn't work. So the trainer, I like the trainer in this one. The trainer is very positive with these 2. He kind of told him straight in the face. He's like, Suzuka, you need to focus on your race. Don't hold the other team back. Don't let this injury fear your whole entire life. You can move forward. As for Special Week, the trainer telling Special Week, hey, you promise you want to race with Suzuka? Then you two become as rivals and fight. Become as rivals, achieve your goal, face each other, and go with it. That's the thing about rivals, you know. Rivals, when you have this sort of rival in one goal or two, that's where it gets that vibe where you're like, okay, I gotta boost myself up. My rival is trying to pass me. He's trying to pass me. I'm trying to pass him. That's how, you know, it's kind of like Black Clover in a way. Like, think about it. You got Asta and Yuno, both dream to become the Wizard King, and they're rivals. You see what I mean? It's kind of like that. And as the manga Black Clover progresses, including the anime, you can see the development that Asta and Yuno has. So when you look at Special Week and Suzuka, both of them are trying. They just lost sight of that. Their confidence and the fear that was holding them back. Not to mention the trainer telling them the positives, like, gotta focus. Mainly just focus and let go of the fear. And that kind of woken up Special Week and Suzuka being able to run. And boy, while you talking about running, they were running, including Suzuka. She finally got her confidence. She passed everybody. But when they were trying to run, they kind of run so fast that they kind of forgot to make a turn. Little side turn. So I love how speaking of running, I love how they run simultaneously together, like into the forest, and they run all like this together. They can't even stop running. And they fell into the ocean. But it's been a long time since they had a smile on their faces, and that was a good thing. They did. So now, Special Week got her confidence back. She's gonna race against Sky, and Suzuka got her confidence back, so she's not afraid to run. She's not afraid, and she will continue running in the future episodes. Now let's talk about El Pasa. El Pasa is one of my favorites. Now, I like El Pasa because she's confident in her abilities. Like, she's very confident. You know what I mean? She likes to admit defeat, and she likes to cry about it on the phone. But she's very nice to people. And I like how she is in France. Like, she's living a life in France because there's this whole competition there. But she met one of the horses, the Broye. I can't pronounce that French horse name. She has that long blonde hair, kind of like that Prince Charming long blonde hair type thing. But she is the fastest one in France. So, anyway, the race was on, and I literally thought El Pasa and, well, the thing was, okay, I gotta be honest, guys, was it that obvious that El Pasa was gonna lose? I mean, like I said before, there was no surprises. Like, the trainer was having them live in a beat up dorm, but it was no surprise that El Pasa was gonna lose. I mean, I wasn't cheering for her. I was just like, this is too obvious to point out the fact that El Pasa was gonna win. Oh, but as soon as 100 meters, as soon as we got close to the finish line, you see Broye, the French horse, the fastest French horse, literally passed El Pasa, and she tried. Don't get me wrong, El Pasa tried, but I knew it was gonna happen. Now, this was like a little bit of a sad moment, because not only El Pasa came second, she was gonna talk to Special Week on the phone, and she told her the good things about that. Like, French was good. I met the fastest French horse of all time. I ran and I ran. I did my best, and then she was crying at the end because she feels like she failed the world, like she failed Japan. You know what I mean? She felt like she failed her country. She failed on her teacher, her trainer, her friends, pretty much, yeah. So that's why, you know, she felt sad that she messed up. And that's what that is. She just felt that way. But that phone call gave Special Week the confidence to say, okay, Special Week failed, but I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna race my heart out to face against Suzuka, to do it for my mother, to be the best race girl ever. That's what Special Week's confidence are. Now, okay, a funny thing though. Speaking of phones, how tall was that phone? I mean, a standard phone is like this, but a phone for a horse girl like this tall and just let them listen to it? Like, what? That's the funny thing about it. I always want to know how they talk on the phone, but now they do. They have this standard horse phone about like, what, 3-4 feet tall? And they have like this tall, like, what the hell? But that's the only funny thing that's the only funny thing about it. So that's it. So next week, episode 10, will Special Week be able to race without giving a little bit of sight from Suzuka, even if the confidence is back up? Or will Suzuka be able to race again, knowing that Special Week is gonna give her the momentum as these two are gonna race? Truth be told, let's just see, and let's hope for the best for Suzuka and Special Week. So tune in next week.